Name is Jake Tebbe. I'm from Springbrook, Iowa originally. Graduated from Clarke in 2004 with a music education major and religious studies minor. I'm a band teacher at Mazzucchelli Middle School here in town, and then the Holy Family 5th grade Catholic schools as well.
I'm Katie Gudenkauf. I'm from Hazel Green, Wisconsin originally, here in Dubuque now, and I graduated from Clarke in 2015 and 2018 with both my undergrad and graduate in nursing. I work at urgent care here in town as a nurse practitioner, and then I also work in a clinic in Lancaster, Wisconsin. So I had been out of the emergency side of things for the last year, so kind of jumping into something like that was a bit of a shock refresher, but I'm thankful for, obviously Clarke's education, and the biggest thing they express is to be a nurse leader, and if someone needs help, you step in and do it no matter what, and I'm so thankful that we were all here that day to be able to help out.
As am I.
Yeah.
There's an indoor soccer league. I was playing with my team there. We had a doubleheader that day, and I just started the game. About 6-7 minutes in, I pulled myself out to sub because, just needed a break. And next thing I know, I was trying to catch my breath, couldn't catch my breath, and I woke up in the emergency room. That's about what I remember.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit I think I remember being pushed out, like I caught some of the cold air, and then I remember a little bit in the ambulance, like I kind of woke up and then went under again, and then I woke up in the ER. Yeah.
This is the first time we're here, talking about this, at all, or hearing about this. Well, my husband was playing, so that's why we were here. He had played the game before that, and we were talking to our family friends, the Nates, up just above on the track, and we're just here. It was like just a few minutes into the game, and someone kind of looked up and had mentioned that someone collapsed, but didn't really say anything else, so we couldn't really see anything because he obviously was off to the side down here. Becky, Nate was also a nurse, Allie's AT and PT, so we're all kind of in the medical field, so we're like, okay, obviously yes, we'll go help right away. We walked down, and then we walked over and obviously saw Jake down there. Becky and I kind of went in right away, and nursing assessment, the first thing we did was look at you, and it was scary. I'm not gonna lie, it was really scary. His teammates had already kind of been there and were around him, so we checked your pulse, and sure enough, it was not good. It was not there. So your teammate, I don't know his name. Tim started CPR, and it did wonderful compressions the whole entire time, and I'm convinced that's why you're doing so well. And it was at that time that I asked someone to get the AED because we didn't know where it is around here, but figured there would be one in the gym. And luckily, Allie, who did athletic and PT here, knew where it was. So it was by God's grace that, all the parts connected, and that she was able to go get it and we could slap it on. An AED machine, you put on the pads, and it'll detect a heart rhythm or a lack of one. And if there's something there that's shockable, it'll tell you shock. And sure enough, it said that you needed a shock. And Becky and I just kind of looked at each other and we're like, really? And we shocked him, and then CPR started again. And it kind of it tells you do CPR for 2 minutes, and then it tells you to shock again if needed. But then the EMTs kind of came and took over after a couple shocks, and it was they were here in no time. It was awesome. It was really awesome. The thing that sticks out for me the most, I think, that day is when they got you on the stretcher and were pushing you out the door, we could hear that you had a heartbeat on the monitor, and that was the best feeling in the world to know you had one on your own before you left, to know that you could be okay. This is scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd kind of gotten the story pieced together, through my friends and things, and as Katie said, any doctor that we've seen or any nurse said, well, how are you even here? Which is the way things were lined up perfectly. I think someone happened to be on their phone who wasn't playing, just was able to call 911 right away. Tim and Ashley got over there, and I had to give my friend a hard time afterwards because about 2 days after, it hurt really bad here. I said, what is that? And he said, yeah, it was really beating you up. I said, well, good thing. But and then you guys getting the AED going and everything, it all lined up perfectly. And I have a feeling, and the doctor said the same thing. If it didn't line up that way, we'd have a different story, but it's just crazy. They just finished doing a heart cath on me. They went in through here to kind of check my arteries and the strength of my heart, because what had happened is, what they told me is the bottom chamber of my heart got going so fast and it just stopped, and that's what caused it. Yeah. So as of right now, we still don't know what. They're going to do a genetic test here in August in Iowa City just to kind of see if there's any baseline for that. But so they will go in to check my arteries and everything, and thankfully those were clear and my heart muscle was strong. So I had been doing classes at the gym and stuff like that before. I played, that was my 4th season doing indoor, and I did a fall league here at Clarke too. I'm convinced doing stuff like that is why my heart was strong enough to kind of maintain. There's a history of heart disease in my family, so when I heard that my heart was fine and my arteries are clear, that's my first thing. It was good. It wasn't a heart attack. I thought I had a heart attack when I woke up, but then I saw my family, my friends, a few of my teammates were there, and I thought, I woke up, what happened? They go, you don't know? I said, no, I don't remember anything. So then they told me all that, and I had to stay for some tests and kind of get things figured out. They ended up putting a defibrillator and pacemaker in, so if my heart starts going crazy like that again, it'll shock me within 6 seconds, they said. They told me about 2 weeks after the operation I could go back to normal.
It's crazy.
Yep, physical activity and everything like that. I'm eternally grateful. Like I had told you guys when we had our little thing here at the end of March, and just feel very blessed and been able to pay that forward with everybody that stepped up and helped. I'm supposed to be here yet for a reason, and still trying to figure that out, but I'm happy to be here. So.
And for some reason we were all here and able to help, and it's crazy how all the pieces align.
Yeah. Always be connected. Right?
Absolutely.